Raise your hand if you've ever made a Pinterest board called That Girl Era, Wellness Reset, Soft Girl 2.0. Keep your hand raised if you've ever bought a new notebook even though the old one had like 40 blank pages left. Now, someone who's always been obsessed with that fresh start feeling, new notebooks, new routines, new eras, I think I'm qualified to talk about this. We glamorize starting over because it feels easier than staying consistent, but life is not a rebrand, it is a slow build. But the truth is that you probably feel stuck because you keep restarting instead of continuing. So how about we stop romanticizing new beginnings and romanticize not quitting? You don't need a new chapter, you just need to finish the current paragraph. So let's break down this behavior and what I've been doing instead, which makes me feel miles ahead. The rebranding illusion. Everyone wants a rebrand, not a rebuild. Let me explain. A rebrand is surface level. It's about presentation, new aesthetics, new habits, new routines, new vibe. It looks like transformation. You're repainting the walls, you're changing your Instagram bio, you're buying a new planner. A rebuild, on the other hand, is structural. It's slower, quieter, unglamorous work, fixing the foundation. It's setting boundaries, it's following through, it's facing the parts of yourself you usually distract from with a new era. So we crave the feeling of change more than we crave the process of change. Basically, rebrand is aesthetic, rebuild is integrity. And now the rebrand feels like progress, but actually you're just changing fonts on the same essay that you never submitted. The empty journal syndrome. You buy new stationery because it feels like control. Again, a clean slate, but real control comes from messy, ongoing notes, the pages that you kept writing on even when you missed a few days. Discipline looks boring. Reinvention looks fun. That's why so many of us fall into that. Now here's the thing. The reason new journals, new planners, and new routines feel so seductive is because they're blank. No mistakes, no evidence of inconsistency. A clean page doesn't judge you. The half-filled one does. So you'd rather abandon it than face your own imperfect effort. But here's how I like to think about it. You know, your messy journal is proof that you showed up. It is the scratched out days. It is the skipped pages. It is the random to-do list on a Wednesday. That is what actual process looks like. Real growth doesn't look like a fresh start every time. It looks like you showing up in the middle, when it's boring, when it's messy. That's what I think. The dopamine trap. Our brains love the chemical hit of day one. That's why January feels exciting. Monday feels hopeful. 6 a.m. feels like a day full of possibilities. That first day energy is addictive because it feels like control. Like this time we're finally becoming our best selves, but it's often just aesthetic procrastination, accessorizing the same habits in a new packaging. But the real work is on day 47 at 2 p.m. when you're tired, unmotivated, and you show up anyway. Starting over gives you a dopamine spike. It's literally your brain rewarding you for planning change and not doing it. But consistency is not perfection. Consistency is coming back after inconsistency without starting from scratch. I think most people aren't failing because they didn't start, they're failing because they didn't continue. The erification of life. TikTok has made us believe that we need a new era every 3 months. It's clean girl era, it's soft girl era, wellness era. And look, I'm not bashing it. I think eras are quite fun and trends are entertaining, but are they helpful or just short-term branding? How about when the aesthetic fades? My guess is so will your motivation. I think if you actually want progress, the real power move is having no eras, just steady, quiet evolution. Just continuing to show up without having to name every version of yourself. How to break the fresh start cycle, the continuation era, which is very ironic. Okay, so how do you actually stop living in this loop of new month, new me? 5 shifts that break the cycle of constant restarting. Make continuing your default. When you fall off, don't reset, resume. You don't need to start again from zero, you just need to pick up from where you left. You missed a week at the gym, cool, go tomorrow. Don't restart the 12-week program, continue on week 3. You missed journaling for a month, open the same notebook, same page, don't buy a new one, note to self. It's all about learning to continue where you left off even after inconsistency. Lower the bar dramatically. Most people don't fail because their goals are too small. They fail because their goals are too big and they want to change everything all at once. It's the full rebrand. It's a new me. It's I'm gonna be unrecognizable. It's all the Pinterest boards. I know. I'm that girl. Love doing that. But if you make it microscopic, you're more likely to do it. Reading one page, send one email, walk for 5 minutes, because when you lower the bar, you give yourself the chance to build momentum, and momentum quietly becomes consistency. I truly believe that small wins compound faster than big restarts. Create an anti-reset ritual. Everyone has their reset rituals, and there's nothing wrong with them. It's candles, cleaning, new playlist, new plan, and it's all very cute. I do that. But try having an anti-reset ritual instead, or in addition. Something you do when you're tempted to quit. It could be a rule. For example, if I want to start over, I have to first show up one more time. Or a note on your phone called the middle. Separate identity from performance. You don't need to be the girl who works out every day to feel good about yourself or for it to count. Because when you attach your self-worth to the perfect version of yourself, every slip feels like a failure. Consistency is not a personality trait. It's a decision that you make daily. Build an imperfect streak. So count the number of times that you came back after falling off. The real flex is showing up when life is a little messy, a little inconvenient, or when you would rather scroll. And every comeback strengthens the muscle of follow through, because the glow up is not in perfection, it's in persistence. So you probably don't need another reset routine. I know I don't. You need a resume routine. If you can master that, if you can survive the boring, messy middle, you'll wake up one day and realize you've slowly built the life that you kept trying to restart. So when January rolls around and everyone is preaching new year, new me, I am going to be different. I'm going to say, I'm not a new me. I am a continuing me. Because every lesson, every mistake, every version of me before this one built the foundation that I am standing on now. And I'll let you know how that goes.